5 minutes of questions.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. While my colleagues on the other side of the aisle seek to further undermine the rights of the unborn with this legislation, I want to tell a story about a young woman from Montana and her beautiful baby boy. For the sake of this story, we won't use her real name. Instead, I'll call her Amy. When Amy was in her early 20s, she took a home pregnancy test. When the result proves positive, she thinks long and hard about her options. Amy's a kind-hearted woman who, in her own words, wouldn't hurt a soul, but is now weighing abortion as an option. Afraid of the unknown, her reasons for considering an abortion grow. The next day, Amy walks into a clinic to get another pregnancy test to verify the result of the night before. The results are confirmed, and an ultrasound indeed shows that she's carrying a 6-week-old child. The fears from the night before resurface. Through her tears, she asks a nurse, "What am I supposed to do?" as the weight of the decision comes crashing down on her. Comforting her, the nurse says, "Just give it 24 hours. Don't make any final decisions for at least a day." Amy waits a day. Then she waits another. 12 days later, she schedules another ultrasound and signs up for parenting classes. She decided to keep the baby. The advice to be patient that nurse gave allowed Amy the time she needed to realize her fears were just that, only fears. For her birthday, on May 20th, 2019, Amy gets what she will tell you is her greatest birthday gift ever: a happy and healthy baby boy. Amy's story is one of hope in the face of fear that acts as an inspiration for all of us. If it weren't for the nurse who counseled patients, it's a story that would have ended very differently. It's stories about nurses and clinics like this that I'd like to hear more about from our esteemed witness, Teresa Stanton Collette. Professor Collette, H.R. 2975 states that pro-life laws, quote, harm women's health by reducing access to other essential healthcare services. My question for you is, what options besides Planned Parenthood are there for women seeking comprehensive healthcare services?
There are multiple resources, including some that are federally funded. So during the debate, I believe, over the contraceptive mandate in courts, since that was actually a regulation of an agency rather than a congressionally mandated situation, it was established that contraception is readily available to women throughout the country. I think at the time the cost of the pill was $10 and something at Walmart. So first, you have all sorts of general clinics that'll provide that. Increasingly, even some of the doctors at some of the new models like urgent care are providing that sort of contraception access. Sexually transmitted diseases, also that testing is available. Usually the Department of Health in a state will have some clinics that are available to people as well.
Okay, so suffice to say, women have options beyond Planned Parenthood.
They absolutely do, and better options.
Okay, thank you. And why would you say they are better options?
Because Planned Parenthood, although it does report that a few of its locations offer adoption services, the actual numbers that are revealed in their annual report show that that's not an option that they actually proceed with, nor do they provide prenatal care beyond the most basic during the first trimester, whereas many of these other clinics will provide obstetric care throughout the pregnancy as well.
Okay. In the last series of questions, my colleague, Ms. Schakowsky, addressed some comments to you. Is there anything you'd like to say in response?
Certainly. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists has never taken a position against abortion or recommended any regulation. There is a brief that's been filed in the Louisiana case that specifically gives the history of how the American College of Obstetricians has become politicized on this particular issue.
Okay. Thank you for your testimony. With that, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.